Ta-da! Welcome to the chaos that is my studio. Here lies a pile of crap that should be moved to the basement. Then another pile that are projects I started but never finished. Ah, yes, the only thing in here that's labeled my fabric collection that are neatly tucked away in bins. Well, maybe just half of my collection. Shh. Anyways, like any serial crafter that has no room for more, I bought more. There was a half off sale at my local thrift store, so you best believe I had to pick up some materials. I really want to work with this yellow curtain here, so let's just pull that. I think it'll look great with this blue trim and maybe some denim straps. Let's see what we got. Okay, so I'm trying to find some denim that matches the blue from the trim, but none of these really be matching. Like, it's either too dark or too light, or the denim is a bit too stiff. Thankfully, in this bag, I found the perfect toned denim. It looks a bit more saturated on camera, but in real life, it's a pretty close match. So here's a rough sketch of what I want it to end up looking like, made with a denim skirt I got for free, a curtain I thrifted for $5, and trim I thrifted for $5. So there's this pattern drafting method that I really want to try. I've seen it all over TikTok and I'm like, let me test this out. Basically what we're going to do is wrap ourselves in tape and then draw out the shape that we want with a Sharpie. Simple, right? So I made sure to change into the bra and the jeans that I want to wear with this top, just because these jeans are like rather high up and I want to make sure that the little embellishment at the bottom is seen. So I'm gonna make the top about like this short, and I want to make sure that it's not too loose at the neckline, like the neckline will fit perfectly. So I want to make sure that I'm wearing the bra that I plan to wear with this top. I have about 3 hours till I have to leave and I really want to wear this top, so let's get going. So I started with placing the tape at my bust, then where I wanted the top to end, just to give myself some sort of outline before filling in the gaps. I was struggling to get the tape around my back, so I ended up getting my mom to assist me here. And yes, this came with a mini lecture about wasting tape, but in theory, we only need to do this once because we'll just have the perfectly fitted pattern piece, so worth it. I wanted to test out how accurate this pattern making method was, so I drew out 2 slightly different shapes. This whole process took me an insane amount of time. 1, because I couldn't make a decision on the angle of the neckline to save my life. And 2, my arm muscles / lack thereof were completely giving up whilst doing this. Finally, I got to the point where I just wanted to cut the damn thing off me. This was honestly, again, a struggle and a half. For some reason, my brain didn't realize the tape would actually stick to my shirt. I know. Dumb. So if you are looking to do this yourself, I highly recommend you put a layer of plastic wrap between your shirt and the tape, maybe some wax paper, or just wear a shirt you don't mind cutting up. Just make sure there is something there for the tape to cling on to, so you're not desperately trying to keep all that hard work in one piece. All right, so that was a struggle and a half. Let's see if we can make an actual pattern out of this. Following the lines I made, I cut out the 3 pattern pieces for top number 1, stuck them onto some paper, then cut them out. When taking the tape off my tank top, the structure got a bit messed up, so I grabbed another piece of paper to make some adjustments. The best way to check if your pattern pieces work together is to match the length of each side. You see that? Means we need to readjust. Once you've got your new pieces all drawn out, don't forget to label them before cutting them out. I know I always say not to use markers when transferring your markings, but damn was this fabric peculiar. The inside was coated in this rubbery layer and a marker was the only thing that would show up. But in my defense, I used a dry erase marker, so it should come off easily if need be. Question mark, question mark. Once you've done that, cut out your pieces, the front one of course being on the fold, pin them together, then do the same thing with your lining fabric. Once you've got them prepped, go to the machine and stitch them up. This fabric is so much harder to sew than I thought. Like, I ended up having to sandwich it between some paper to get this one side attached. Just because it's plastic on this side, like rubbery, so it kept sticking to the machine as I was sewing it. So I have run out of time today, so I'm gonna have to continue this tomorrow. All right, so it's day 2. I've got my lining done and I got my main piece done. So now we have to attach the 2 parts. Before we do that, I need to figure out how much of this trim we're gonna need. Because my sewing skills aren't great, I actually think I'm gonna add the embroidery kind of bit at the bottom, or trim, sorry, at the bottom after I put in the lining. Like, I'll just hand stitch it in just in case I want to reposition it. I can do so. It's just that we really have to be really, really close to the line there because I don't want the beige thread on the top to be shown, just the this ropey thing. So I'm actually just gonna hand stitch it really, really carefully. Press your seams open, cut slits into the seam allowance of your curved edges on both your main and lining, match your pieces good side to good side, then pin and straight stitch at the top and bottom, leaving the back sides open so you can bag it out. Trim and slit your seam allowances, bag it out, then press, press, press. Like always, a nice trick to get those crisp, clean lines is to use a pin to pull out your seams, then press. I like to pull out about 2 to 3 inches, roll the main fabric out just a little, then press it down. Time for the zipper. So here's where things started to go sideways for me. I took my sweet time lining it up, making sure it looks cute, anchoring down to make sure the zipper stop, but man oh man, was that a mistake. I didn't take into account how tight fitting this would actually be, so having a zipper as a closure was just the dumbest idea ever. I finally got it over my shoulders, but it depths was not going over my boobs. So I chucked that aside and went ahead and started prepping these straps. Once I got to cutting them out, I realized under direct sunlight how ugly the saturated denim looks with the pale blue color of the trim. So I just overlapped the trim and used it to create some straps instead. So it's November and I completely forgot about this video. I was just so frustrated with all the little mistakes that I was making with this project that I kind of just chucked it to the side and just forgot about it. But you know what? I'm not going to be one of those girlies that starts a project and doesn't finish it, like all the other things behind me. So we're going to finish this one. We're going to finish it today. When I was making a bodice pattern, there was a whole other side that I didn't even get to use. And because it's been so long, I don't even know how to begin to salvage it. So we're just gonna forget it. I don't even know what it is actually. I think I rolled it back up because it was just tape. It wasn't stuck on anything, so I think I just rolled it back up and shoved it somewhere. So we can't even use that. So we're just gonna finish up the one that we do have. Clearly I took out the zipper because that wasn't working. I thought about using grommets, but I don't actually have any large grommets, like the skirt ones or like hooks and bars. So we are actually going to create like a channeling for like a tie back, even though I hate tie backs. All we're really going to need for this part is some strong string and what is this? Some twill tip or ribbon if that's what you have. Okay, so we're gonna grab the twill tape / ribbon and cut out 2 pieces that fit perfectly inside our openings at the back of our top. We're gonna place some markings to indicate where our loops are going to go, then start pinning the loops in place. Straight stitch down. Since we're going to be adding some tension to these loops, I recommend giving it a couple extra stitches, say 1/4 inch apart. Fold in the raw ends and give it a nice press. Sandwich your loops in there and straight stitch them down right at the edge. Again, because this is a stress zone, I would give it an extra stitch about 1/2 inch beside your previous stitch line. With the amount of materials used, I think this top ended up costing me like less than $1, maybe not even 50 cents. Simple, cute, it fits like a glove. I mean, the straps could be a little shorter, but other than that, I give this thrift flip a 10 out of 10. I still have so much of this curtain fabric left. I might even make a matching pair of pants or maybe a jacket. I don't know. Let me know what you think. That is all for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, / learned something, / dying to start your own DIY project. Let me know if there's something that you see on the internet that you would like me to try. I'm always open and down to try a new trend or new idea, so let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!